Good morning. Welcome. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and I'm here to keep you company for at least an hour. So do come in, pull up a seat, and I've got some lovely new ideas and things to show you. Let's talk about the birthday, shall we? Now, before I start, let me just check that the sound is good. Dear Jilly is in the room with you. So if you have any questions, then please reach out to Jilly and she'll filter them through to me. I'm sure there will be plenty of questions for today because we've got something rather new and exciting to talk about. You'll notice that my friend Paul is not with me today. Sound is great, says Jilly. Thank you. Paul is not with me today because he's celebrating our birthday up at Hobby Maker with some fabulous new midi-sized plates from Linda Williams. These are the Floral Gift Collection. Many of you, if you were at the retreat this summer, you'll be familiar with those plates. They were exclusive to yourselves, and now Paul has launched them on Hobby Maker. What time? 4 o'clock this afternoon and 7 o'clock this evening. So, of course, that's one to put in your diary. And here at Clarity, we are celebrating our 32nd birthday. I know, you wouldn't think I'm 32, would you? No, nor do I think so. Come on in. I can't see the chat because I'm very focused on another screen today. So we managed to make the icons, to make the emojis bigger so I can see what I'm looking at, which is helpful. Yeah, so 32 years. We started, obviously, we always have our birthday usually in September. And we decided this year, rather than pack it all into one weekend, we would spread the love over the whole month. So come on in, pull up a seat, and I'll tell you all about it. Last weekend, the new Clarity Street collection was very well received, as was Mr. Painter. He went down a storm. And this weekend, what have we got in store for you this weekend? Well, like I say, Paul's on Hobby Maker, set to entertain you later on this afternoon. And we, for your pleasure, we have a free gift with purchase this weekend. I mustn't forget that. We've got a brand new, lovely stencil worth £7.99 as a gift on any orders over £60. So that's handy, and I'll show you that stencil because it is rather lovely. I do like this kind of industrial look, and it packs a punch. I mean, you can buy it, of course you can, if you like it, but it also works brilliantly. Let me just find it. There it is. You can see it here. It's a rather fabulous stencil. See, I really like this kind of industrial look. So we've got a whole alphabet. It's like that old retro packaging stencil. And what we did was we integrated, this is like Punchinella. And then we've got the stripes here. So it works really, really well. Let me show you a card that I made with it last night. So there you go. You can see exactly how it works. So I've done a really grungy background with it using alcohol inks. There's a reason for that. This part here is also using alcohol ink, just spread off. I actually didn't mount this because I thought I wanted to show you how I did it. So this is using, there's more will be revealed on this. This is using a jelly plate, 6x6. This is a mop-up. So I'll explain that later. And then what I did was I took another, this is also alcohol ink. So you can see, I just put a low-tack tape on there just to hold it in place. So this is just copy paper. I just rolled the brayer off onto a piece of copy paper, gave myself a really grungy background. And then, of course, we've got our little Mr. Painter, who was, so I stamped him onto this piece, then I trimmed this off, then I made a little mark to make sure that he was in the right place here. so that the poster was there, you see? And then I added a bit of alcohol ink to his overalls, and that gets stuck on there like so. Hang on, he's a bit too tall. So you can see exactly where that needs to sit. And then I cut out his hat as well. If you're wondering about Mr. Painter, we launched him last Sunday, and he was a really excellent addition to our Clarity. You can see him here. He's not on the, if you're interested in Mr. Painter, 12186. This is a really cool set of 3 guys. I've just used the one. What's really excellent is it comes with the 3 masks, and of course you can see here this mask, it is also ideal. This is how this is done. Dee did this one, but you can see exactly how all these masks help you create brilliant artwork. Actually, there you go, just to show you some different pieces of artwork. Debbie McMullen stencil. This is all done with those clever masks. Cool, hey? Yeah, so that was the idea behind it. Just to flag this one up one more time, because it was very, very popular. It certainly proved popular last week. 12186. And you can see how I've used the stencil, this free gift with any order over £60, how I've used it to great effect as a background, but also as it comes. So I shall blog this. I'm not going to do this card or make this card on TV live here, but I've taken steps. I did take photographs of it. So when I get home this afternoon, I shall step it up. And if you go to barbaragrayblog.com, then I'll step it up for you so you can see the process on how I arrived at this. The free gift with purchase stencil, as I say, is available individually, and it is the product code is 01090. But I would hold fire, because if you're going to join me on the next journey that I'm going to tell you about, then you're going to spend that £60 on the new online course, and then we will send you this as a gift anyway. So I'll pop that to one side, and then we'll take a look at what we're doing today. Now, before I tell you about the course that we're going to be launching today, let's just have a little chat. Let a few friends join us and let them find us. It's 10:05. I think, we've been going for 32 years. I've been going for 32 years at Clarity now. And when we first started, it was Clarity stamps. That was it. That's what we did. We drew pictures and we made the stamps. We've always been the manufacturer. The quality has evolved over the decades. So has the product range. We started with stamps, then we evolved into stencils. See, we make those as well. So we make the stencils. Then we diversified into the world of parchment, groovy plates, huge hit. All these things are award-winning, by the way. I think we can all agree that the quality of Clarity is second to none. Made here in England, made here in this building. Then we moved on to dies, fresh cut dies. They're lovely. And I came up with this idea of they're like paper cuts, aren't they? Most of our dies are aperture dies, which is rather lovely. So those we get made in China by our partners in China, but they're very beautiful. And so we've evolved as, product range. The thing is, though, that underpinning anything that we make and design is education. We've always led into teaching. I'm a teacher first. That's what I do. It's what I did before I got involved with craft. I taught English to German business people. So I'm a teacher, you know, it runs through me like the Brighton Rock, as many of you already know. And so teaching has underpinned everything that we do here. We don't just sell you the product and then tell you to figure it out yourself. We show you. And if you go, I could go back. I used to do so many workshops in church halls. Many of you good people watching will have been there with me. We did workshops in church halls. We did workshops. We had a shack. Well, the shack, of course. That was I did the classroom on create and craft back in the day. Do you remember in the classroom? Hundreds of people. No, actually, it was more like thousands in those days. We used to once a month on a Saturday. It was like a rolling course, wasn't it? And it was really quite new, but it was very successful. It worked really well. So we did in the classroom with Barbara Gray on Create and Craft back in the day. And then, of course, during lockdown, I started the Shack, which also that hit a nerve, and everybody, I think people benefited greatly from that, you know. And it was all about teaching, wasn't it? Keeping together, community, staying safe. And now the last year or so, and I think it has come from the Shack and it has come out of lockdown. We're getting older, you know, I'm getting older, and going round the country is becoming more difficult for us now. And so we took advantage of being online. You only have to look at our YouTubes as well. I mustn't forget that. We have a vast library, educational library of fantastic demos actually for all our products, whether you're looking for stamping or stencils or mixed media or jelly plates, groovy, loads of parchment art, you know. So that's really been our strength, is the teaching. And now what we've done over the last year or so, we started about a year ago, we started online courses, and I launched that with those lovely paper collages, you know, the big, they've been very well received. I think we really enjoyed doing that. There is another one in the pipeline, the Glastonbury tour, so look out for that. Louise has been doing a stellar job with Paul on the 1, 2, 3 courses for the parchment workshops. I think that's been going really, really well. I've done a couple too. I did a 1, 2, 3 course for stamping, you know, getting to grips with stamping and landscapes. That went down really well. And so today I'm launching a new online workshop, which I'm excited about and apprehensive about, because this kind of marks a new phase, if you like, because up until now, everything that we've done is what I would call, it falls into the predictable art category. You know, stamping, if you stamp this is what you'll get. Groovy, if you go in that groove, this is what you'll get. So it's very predictable. Now, when we venture into mixed media and gel plates and printmaking, we're moving into what I would call unpredictable art. You know, you can never get the same thing twice with monoprinting, that's for certain. So whether you're new to I'm pretty sure that most of you will be familiar with gel plate, gel press, gel plate printing, mixed media. I've been on this bus for over 12 years now. This is the first time that I'm going to launch a whole series of online courses for gel printing and printmaking and mixed media, really. That whole adventure starts today. And it begins with an alcohol ink on a jelly plate. Now, alcohol ink, many of you watching will already have gel plates. You know, I hear it all the time. Oh, I've got them all, but they're still all in the packet. Or, yeah, I bought all the gear, I've got no idea. You know, there is a little bit of trepidation around gel plates. And mostly online, what you'll see is people working with acrylic paint. That's okay. That's coming too. But I just think it would be a good idea to start at the very beginning, travel gently, get comfortable with a gel plate, work out how it works, you know your materials, and then we'll swap out the materials and go with the flow. So when we did if you did do the stamping and landscaping 1, 2, 3 course with me, we did touch um, on a gel plate in that one. In the third part, we broached the process of transfer printing using a gel plate and using distress oxides, other ink pads. And I think that's a fantastic art form. And we're going to go back to that during the course of the coming months. Okay. And but I do think that what we'll start with is alcohol ink on a gel plate. And if I just take you to the little booklet, always we write a book. I write a booklet, and this booklet shows you exactly. It's like a map of the course, if you like, and it will show you exactly what we're going to do. As soon as you enroll, it's £60, as you can see here on the screen, for a whole day. If I've got a larger book here, just so it's easier to see on the screen. And I'm just going to tell you now what the gig is, when it is. The cost is £60. It's an all day, if you like. It's on Saturday, the 18th of October. Saturday, the 18th of October. This is the live session. It begins at 9 o'clock, run till 12-ish. Then we'll have a lunch break. So we can have a lunch break, have a bite to eat, have a cup of tea, just clear the decks, and then we'll reconvene at 2 o'clock and we'll have another couple of hours or so, right? So we'll be hanging out together all day with a little break in between. Now, if you can't make it on the 18th of October, that doesn't matter at all, because our live online courses, they are recorded. And that means that you can come in anytime. So once you've signed up for the course, we will send you this booklet, which we'll have a look at in a minute, so you know what else you need. But then if you can't make it on that day, or say you can make it in the morning, but you can't make it in the afternoon, okay, no problem. You know, the live session is there because a lot of us enjoy the banter and the interaction and the questions and answers. In fact, on this occasion, I mustn't lose my thread here, I've suggested that Jazz, my friend and designer here, she joins me in the room here, and we're going to put a camera on her, and she's going to craft along with you and me on the live day. But the thing is, you see, and this is my point, when you sign up for our workshops, you get a key to that classroom, and that key will allow you to enter that classroom at any time forever. Okay, so even if you're on holiday then and you can't come back, or you're otherwise engaged, or you're somewhere in, you know, you can always come back and join in and get the process and get the course. The only thing missing will be the live, the banter, okay? But the course is there for you in its entirety, and you can follow it just as... So bearing in mind that this is going to be the first in a series of online courses around gel plates, around printmaking and mark making, etc., right? It's really worth being there at the front end, you know. So the other thing is that our online courses, if you're not aware, we have a special platform. We call it our circle. It's the circle. And it's not a Zoom meeting. It's not public. It's like a room that's separate from social media. And when you sign up, we send you an invitation. And don't worry, we get you online. Even if you're not very tech savvy, we will talk you through it. We will help you. Jim and Paul and Jilly are very tech savvy, and they will always help you get online. So there's never a problem there, provided that you've got a computer and an email address, we'll get you online. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about, was that we've got this new course that we're embarking on, and this is the first. My thoughts on this are that we travel gently. If you're one of our shackers, then you know we're going to travel gently with this. So let's have a look again at this class that we're going for, this one-day workshop. Now you can see here there's a whole load of artwork. Now, one thing that I wanted to say is that we did a dry run with this alcohol ink workshop back in June. So there will be several of you that are familiar with this. What we want to do is send you an invitation to be our guests. So if you were on that workshop where we trialed this, and you participated in this, you'll be familiar with this anyway. And so we're just going to invite you to join me on the day. We're going to send you an invitation so that you can revisit, recap as our guests, no charge. Okay. So going back to this now, let's take another look here. Obviously, I'm the teacher. Jazz is going to be in the room with us as well. And we've got plenty of artwork. This is full of exercises, starting at the beginning and working our way through. If we take a look at the book, you can see here there is plenty of artwork, and there's also a comprehensive ingredients list. Now, this looks a little bit daunting when you look at this. You think, golly, I need a load of stuff. Thing is, when you look at the list, what you'll find is that most people have got a lot of what's on this list already in their stash. Yeah. And if they haven't, then these are almost like essentials. And what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go through some of those essentials with you. And now would be a wonderful time, if you want to embark on this journey with me, this will be a wonderful time to build that stash, to get the stuff that you need to do all the courses as they come up. Then that way you've got the essentials, and then as the courses come up, you pay for the tuition, and then perhaps there'll be a special ingredient that you need. If we're doing acrylic paint, for example, there'll be a special ingredient that you need, but you'll already have the impasto gel because you bought it for this workshop. So we'll be rolling the material. I use the same card, the same card, the same brayers. So you know, the investment stretches over a lot of different courses. Okay, so let's have a look at some of I think the best way to tackle this is to look at the ingredients, and then what I was thinking was, we'll take the main ingredient, we'll discuss that, which is obviously for this course, it will be a 6x6 gel press on a mega mount. It will be alcohol ink, right? IPA, which is the rubbing alcohol. We'll talk about that in a moment. And card, really. And then we've got lots of other little bits and pieces, but I think it would be a good idea just to take a look at some of those ingredients. So did I mention that we've got a free gift with purchase? Yes, I know I did. So don't forget that as soon as you spend £60 with us, until midnight Sunday this is, so you can consider what you're going to do until midnight Sunday, okay? And then the clocks will flick back this will be switched off. This free gift will be switched off. But until midnight Sunday, we will pop this into any order over £60. Now let's have a look. The next thing that I really need to flag up is, of course, the 6x6 gel press. Okay. So it's £5 savings on there. And you can see here on the screen, let's have a look. If you look at the screen, you can see here, let's take a look at it. It comes, when they're new, they're lovely and clean and pristine. But they don't come with a mega mount. This is something that we innovated at Clarity many years ago. And what it does is it changes your gel press into a stamp. So it's well worth having. It's good quality, 7x7. It's 4mm. It's got the cross hatching on it. It's all etched. And each of the jelly plates, depending on which size you use, comes with its mega mount. You don't have to buy the mega mount. It's not mandatory, but I use it all the time. And for me, it makes complete sense. It changes a floppy jelly plate into it's a game changer. It changes the tool completely. And so we've taken £5 off the top of that price so that you're just paying £5 for a huge acrylic mega mount. The mega mount would work also with any of your stamps, you know, any of your larger matte stamps. So there's something to consider. Now let's have a talk. Let's address the elephant in the room here. Okay, I'm going to talk about alcohol ink, because obviously it's an astringent. Okay, it dries. It's a solvent-based ink, and the question will be, does it dry out my jelly plate? The answer to that is yes, I think it does. I think it does. And it stains it. You know, to me, this is a tool. It's something to be used. I'll show you mine so that you understand. Because in my opinion, right, here we go. So here's my mega mount. Look, it's fine, right? So I've got my mega mount, and here's the jelly plate that I reserve for alcohol ink. And therein lies the debate. Okay, so that's how it comes. Well, it doesn't come to you yellow. It comes to you transparent. But when you use alcohol ink on it, you'll see, I was using it yesterday when I was pulling prints for this little fella, right? I did loads of them. And he's got two sides. You see this side's a bit shinier. So that side was the side, you can see it's matte. So that was the side that I used with the rubbing alcohol. We call it, in the book, just bear with me a second. Rubbing alcohol. See? Isopropyl alcohol. We call it IPA in the book. Rubbing alcohol. We use the 70% one. So you can get 99% and you can get 70%. Right. It's cheap as chips. If you get 99%, it's more astringent. It's fiercer. See, from an art point of view, I use 99% on this because when I ran out of the other one, like yesterday, I ran out of, so I used the other one just to see what happened. What if, yeah, it was fine, okay, but it's enough dry out your plate. That's fine. After a few days, it comes back, but stains it. So my thoughts are this. If you've got, and I can hear myself, I used to say this about the brayer as well. If you've got a gel plate at home and you've used it for a while and you've used it for paint and you've used it for ink and you've used it and it's starting to look a little bit tired, okay, my thoughts on this are, since we're going to be doing this for months, they do have a shelf life. I know they don't last forever. And if you use alcohol ink on a gel plate, I think it dries it out. So why don't we? That doesn't mean that I can't use it again and again and again with alcohol ink, but it means that if I then go to a water-based product like acrylic paint or the inks, I don't really want to mix those two up. So my thoughts are, if you've got a jelly plate at home, why don't you relegate that one to alcohol ink and treat yourself to a new one for the distress oxides, right? And I would even say distress oxides are water-based, and so is acrylic paint. So you could use that jelly plate for the water-based products, and when it comes to alcohol ink and solvent-based, because there'll be more of this coming through, trust me, then why don't we use this one? These are tools. These are tools, friend. And I just want to show you what mine looks like. I mean, it works really great. These are samples. Look, yesterday I had a play with the, did I tell you that there's a free gift with purchase? So this is the one I used. And this was me putting the stencil. Look, just having a play with the alcohol inks, establishing different alcohol inks, doing some mop-up work, right? This is all just using the same. See, IPA to pull it. This is a nice one. See what I mean about unpredictability? There is no way in a month of Sundays I could ever do I could never replicate that. Look, this is me trying to replicate it. But when you work with it, and this is the key, right? This is the key to the jelly plate. And this is why I want you to come with me on this journey, if you haven't yet, right? When you're working with the jelly plate, I can only speak for myself, but when I started with it, I found it very intimidating because it would not do my bidding. It wouldn't do what I wanted it to. I did something really cool, and then I went to repeat it, and it wouldn't work, right? So that can be really frustrating. It can be really frustrating unless you flick a little switch in your head and you go with the flow. And the minute I let go and just went with what I've got, you know, I literally had to let go and say, right, I'm just going to go with what I've got, work with what I've got, work with what I've got, work with what I've got. Because all the time it wasn't doing exactly what I wanted it to do. And the perfectionist in me was stubbornly trying to force it to do what I wanted it to do. I can't, right? It's mixed media. And I'm telling you, the day I accepted that I couldn't control it, I mean, you can, don't get me wrong, you can control the process for sure, right? Which is what we're going to do in the course. Absolutely, right? And the more you do, the better you get, and the better you get, the more you want to do. But the day I let go and just went with the flow was the day I became an artist. My art got so much better. I felt liberated. I found it very, very, very relaxing. I wasn't tense anymore. I just enjoyed it, you know. I just went with the flow. And I think if you haven't found that place yet, that happy place where you just go with it, I really encourage you to join up on this course and just enjoy it, you know. I'll teach, obviously we're going to make loads of backgrounds. I'll show you some of the art we're going to make. But what I really love about it is that you can, you know, you can chop it up, you can use paper, you can use card. It's just amazing. It's really amazing. And if you're new to this kind of art, I mean, there's a lot of it online, but I think we need to start at the very beginning, travel gently, start with alcohol ink, treat ourselves to a plate, right? Or use the one you've got at home, but know that it's going to stain and you'll probably need another one, okay? It's not a big expense in the big picture. For what you get out of it is quite something, okay? So let's look at this is what we're going to buy, right? We're going to buy that. That's a 6x6. I'll just put my one back in its home. See, so I just stick it back. How do you store it? Well, I'll put it back in there. That'll do. And then I put it on there. And then I store it with its lovely jelly plate, with its mega mount. Then we're done. So let's have a look one thing at a time. This is the gel press that we're going to use. You can see here, gel press plus mega mount 311113. There we are. So £24.99 plus your club discount, of course. Don't forget that. And the IPA that you're looking for, if you want to, let me just show you this. I'm going to show you on my phone. There you go. Jilly's kindly sent me, because I seriously ran out. Treat yourself to this one. 70%. And the reason that I'm suggesting the 70% one, hang on, let me just find Jilly again. Oh, Jilly, I can't find you now. The reason that I'm suggesting the 70% one, two reasons actually. One is less aggressive on your gel press. It does the same job. It cleans it. Of course it does. It pulls the prints. It does everything that you need it to do. It reactivates the alcohol ink. It does what it needs to do. But it's not quite as astringent. It's not quite as aggressive. And the other thing is that you can pull ghost prints. What it does is it leaves a little bit of ink on the gel press, just enough so that you can pull a beautiful ghost print. And the ghost prints are the ones that are fabulous for the background. See, that's the background there. That is a ghost print. It was a mop-up of one of the other more... I couldn't tell you which one, but it's going to be one of these. I reckon it's that one. There you go. So I bet that this is a ghost print of that. Do you see? Yeah, I bet it is as well. Yeah. So I could, of course, I could put this little fella on here, but now you see what I'm getting at? Doesn't it look better on a ghost print, on something less in your face, to coin a graphic expression? See? So you need a ghost print. And in order to get a ghost print, you need to use 70% IPA. 99% just whips the lot off, so to speak. Do you understand? Right. So moving on. Let me just show you. I'll do that so you don't look at me while I'm jumping about here. Look, see, look. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. This is a ghost print. See, again, fantastic for a background. And I pull it on copy paper because what I'm doing is I'm cleaning all the residual ink off the jelly plate before I start again. But you can see I was using stencils. I was just playing. I was just having a go, see which colours I liked, etc. Right. So I think we've covered that. We've covered that. The next thing that we need to talk about, let's just go back to the course so that we know what this is all about, Alfie. Right, so brand new online course, and we know now that it's on, let me get the big one out. It's Saturday the 18th of October, live course, but if you sign up, you can watch anytime, 9 to 12, lunch break. Do you know, if we could work it out, we could even keep going live so you don't have to log off and log back on again. And then we could just have lunch together, just as if we were all together. That might be nice too. Yeah, that might be actually really lovely. Yeah. And then if you want to go, you can. But maybe some of us, we could actually pack a little picnic. We could have a little live, have a little chat. Yeah, that might be good too. But if you can't make the live, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. You've got the key. And if you did the dry run with me in June, then don't sign up for it because I'm going to send you a key to the door anyway. Now, let's see, just to regroup, that was the free gift with purchase Am I a stuck record? No, I'm trying to work out next things up. 6x6, that was the gel plate. As time goes on, as we go on, we'll move into larger jelly plates, 8x10. Right, I've got one behind me. There you go, an 8x10. You may be like me. I buy everything up front and then figure it out afterwards. Or you may want to pace yourself. And the 8x10 we'll use down the road, okay? But again, it comes with a mega mount, and it's a great piece of kit. But for today, we're going to stick small. I want to start small. I want to start comfortable. It's safer. You know, it's like how Mini makes on a Monday. We're not painting a mural, are we? Okay, start small, and then you turn. Then we'll be doing wall painting and murals, but not this week. Okay. So next thing, let's have a look. Oh yeah, brayers. You need brayers. So we've got several different brayers going on here. Let's have a look. These are pretty cool. These are new. Let me just dispel a myth. You don't need just one brayer. Do you know how many brayers I've got? If you're going to be a mixed media artist, you need more than one brayer. I've got dozens. Right? I've got all different sizes. You know, when I started printmaking, like with the proper oil-based ink, trust me, I wish that I could show you how oil-based ink works. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenally expensive too. And the brayers that I bought a brayer for wait for it. This sticks in my throat every time I say it. Over £300 for one brayer. You know, the big industrial, fantastic piece of kit. I'm too frightened to use it. So hold that thought, because these brayers are as cheap as chips by comparison. They're good quality though. They're red rubber with wooden handles. So we bought these ones. We got different ones. I always used to use Speedball 4-inch soft rubber. It did the job for me. It did the job with the ink when I used to do the landscapes. It was fine. They got prohibitively expensive for what it was, in my opinion, and so now they retail at an absurd price. So I just had to look around. So there's a company in Britain called Esty, which I like a lot. These are great. We've got these in stock as well. Let me just show you these ones. So these are a brayer duo, the Esty ones, 31794. Let me see if I can find them here. There they are. Right, so you can see them on the screen there. So this is a hard brayer and this is a soft brayer. They're good. They're 4-inch, right? So they're good, but you can understand if I'm going to use a brayer like that on a jelly plate that size, 2 sweeps and it's covered. So if I've got different colors going on and I don't want to put the yellow in the red, I want to keep the yellow and the red, I need something that's a little less than 4 inches. This is why we've brought in these ones, because I know from my own printmaking experience that smaller brayers are brilliant when you start to isolate areas. They're also brilliant when we get down the road a little bit, when we start doing photo transfers and we start painting them. You want to get in the area. A 4-inch brayer is just going to muddy all the colors. So this one here, let me just move these are the Esty ones, right? I've got to go through all this only because this is the stuff that we're going to be using during the coming months. So you can stagger the spend. You know, there are 3 brayers. See, you've got one, just little one. Let me see if I can find. Bear with me a second. Number 4. There you go. So you've got a 1.2 inch, you've got a 2 inch, and you've got a 3 inch. See, like that. Perfect. Wooden handles. I love these. They're very, very good. So that's something worth considering anyway. I like those. Now, the other thing that it's got to be mentioned is these daubers. How do you distribute the alcohol ink? Well, we either use brayers or we use the daubers. These are great when you're working with stencils. All right, I'm going to get to the stencils. So these daubers are very useful. Okay. 30835. Write it down. They're ideal for, again, spreading the distributing the alcohol ink. Right now, so let's have a look. We've done the jelly plate. These are the essentials, right? This is not the designs. This is not the color. This is the essentials. So we've done the jelly plate. Okay, 6x6 plus a mega mount. We've done the brayers. Okay, you've got different ones. You've got the SD ones, the soft, the hard. You've got the wooden, the small ones. You've also, so we've done that. Right, tick that box. We've sorted out the daubers. These are great for the stencils to come, right? They'll come. Right, so we've got that. Now, the other thing that's vital is card. So you need a good stash of copy paper. You know, I said for the ghost prints, perfect. Because the ghost prints, if you do copy paper, it's easy to cut out for collage. It's easy to tear. It's easy to wrap around a canvas. You know, copy paper is good gear. You can use the wet strength tissue paper as well. Maybe down the road we'll get some of that sourced and we'll get you fired up on that. Stencil card. I'm going to show you. Right. So we've got 3.5 by 3.5. That was all those little ones. Look, there's a couple of little ones using stencils. 3.5 by 3.5. Okay. So that's the first one. Then we've got, let me just see. Yeah, then we've got 7 by 7, 30095. So you get 50 sheets of 007. Can I tell you, when you pull prints, you chomp through this. You absolutely chomp through it. Because the other thing that I forgot to mention is this kind of artwork, when you get into it, it is so addictive. It is so addictive, okay? Believe you me, when you start, I can, it's like my happy place. You go for hours and then you pull a print and you think, I want to go again. I want to go again. I want to go. And this is how it works. Okay. So believe you me, you want to stock up on this. So we've got 7 by 7 and then we've got 8.5 by 11 as well. This is more for the larger, but having said that, I often chop. When I want smaller pieces, I take the larger pieces and reduce that because you get more mileage out of it, if you see what I mean. So there we go. This is the card that I use. We call it a stencil card, but actually, okay, let me explain. We developed a system for jelly plates, and this is our system. If a jelly plate is a 6 by 6, the mega mount is a 7 by 7. The card is a 7 by 7. And so that means that when you pull a print, stay there a moment. When you pull a print, let's just take that print there. You can see the 7 by 7, it gives you that wonderful print, that inky, okay? Just saying. So you can see that all these things have been coming together for years, okay? And now we're going online on a workshop with it. So that's the card. Happy to share that with you. And I think the next thing that we do need to look at now, how about we actually look at some alcohol ink? Because again, we buy this from Ranger. There are different makes here, there and everywhere. I'm a Ranger girl. I love the Ranger colours. I love the way they put the Ranger colours together in threes. So there's a lot of thought gone into these colour combinations, and I want to just go through them with you. Online, there are loads of them online. Let's take a look at them here, and you'll see now, if I just want to go in here and take a look at the alcohol inks. So we've got an alcohol ink trio here, right? We've got loads of them. They're $13.99 for one of these, and there's a special price of $10.99 on these. So here, I'm just going to go through them so you can take a look. It's a good idea to go online, but you can see they're kind of broken down into packs of 3. These 3 colours, whichever 3 colours Ranger have put together, I agree, they're just fabulous, okay? And so I'm gonna tell you now that there's a savings on each one of these. There are loads of them. So they're $10.99, so you save 21%, but you also get your club discount. So let's have a look. We've got Conservatory, Poppy Fields, Botanical, and Honeycomb. So red, yellow, and green. Then we've got Cottage Path. Okay, back to Conservatory. 50499. Then we've got Cottage Path. Beautiful. Meadow, Currant, and Slate. See, when you put the 3 together, that's when they come together. Of course, you can combine the different colours, but what's really good is that they keep them. I keep them together I keep them together. This little plastic thing is what I hold them together with. Okay, Cottage Path 50498. Farmer's Market. The name is charming. Eggplant, lettuce, and cranberry. So you've got a beautiful plum colour. Well, the clues in the names. Farmer's Market. Love that one. 50497. Here's another one. I love this turquoise one. So you've got Mermaid, Indigo, and Teakwood. Mariner. 50496. So it really depends which way you want to go with this. Miner's Lantern. I love the stone washed. You've got Pitch Black. And I wonder what that one is. It looks like a brown of some sort. Nice. 50495. Nature Walk. Well, I think if you're going to get any of them, get this one. Get the Nature Walk. I don't know how many we've got left. Stream, Butterscotch, Wild Plum. 50475. That's a cool one. And then Retro Cafe, 50490. That's got a really lovely pink. The pool. You really want to go for an espresso. This is lovely as well. See, Retro Cafe, the name kind of conjures up the colours as well. So have a look online. You'll see. I've got another box of these. Not done yet. I think we've got about 10 or 12 different ones of these. But they last ages as well. And plenty of you may have loads of these already. Let's have a look at a few more. We've got pearl ones as well, metallics. They work well. Right, let's have another look at these. Rustic Lodge bottle. So green, blue, and terracotta. That's quite a good one. Rustic Lodge, 50476. This is a dark one. Tuscan Garden. I know that's going to be beautiful. Oregano. What's that one in the middle there? You've got mushroom and a beautiful reddy one. Love it. I wonder what that is. Alcoholic clover, pebble, raspberry, Valley Trail, 50493. Wildflowers, 50494. You see? Superb colours. Out and out, we're going to the pearls now. 50516. 505, these have got a shimmer. 17. Sublime, Tranquil, and Intrigue. They work brilliantly. Just exactly the same, except they've got a bit of a shimmer. Then we've got Pearl 3, 50518. Enchanted, Envy, Villainous. And then we've got Pearls 4, 50519. Celestial, Mineral, Smolder, Core. I think I'm going to have to crack that one open. 50518. 50517. So look for the pearls. And then we've got Wildflowers. That's lovely. What have we got in Wildflower? Cool Perry, Lemonade, and Peach Bellini. That's quite a light one. If you don't like dark colours, then Wildflowers is a good one for you. Valley Trail is a little bit darker. So we've got Raspberry, Clover and Pebble on that one. Tuscan Garden. I like the name. Rustic Lodge. So those ones are like the old Adirondacks. You've got Bottle, Terracotta and Denim. They're the real old Adirondack colours, you remember? Yeah, so alcohol inks, you know, lots of different colours. You just need 3, but you need 3 that you like. And so get yourself a couple of packs of those if you can sway that. Now, let's have a look. What are we on now? Have I told you that there's a free gift with purchase if you spend £60 today? There it is. The alphabet and numbers A4 stencil. It's a real industrial, fabulous piece of kit. Now, so we've talked about the essentials. That's about, for me, that's what it's about. Jelly plate, alcohol ink, Breyers. Oh, this is an important one. Very important. For pulling a print as well. So when you want to pull a print, just believe you me, Impasto Gel 31701. Well worth putting in your basket. 31701. It's a must-have, and it's one that you will use throughout all the mixed media online workshops that you join me on. It's a brilliant one, yeah, because it's transparent, but it pulls the prints. It's a key. It's an essential, that one is. So let me just say that again slowly. That's 31701. Yeah. Okay, so now we've talked about the essentials. All right. Obviously, in the book, there is a list, and you can tick through the list. But now we come to the design, the design element. What are we going to use? If we pull our prints, how are we going to make our marks? How are we going to add a narrative to our designs? So there are a couple of things. This is a real, see, stencils work fantastic with a gel press. They work absolutely beautifully. So we thought we would give you like a big, funky collection of stencils to get started with. So loads of different patterns that work really beautifully. So this stencil set here, it's a ring of stencils. We'll call it set 3. And you'll see here, so we've got a ring of stencils set 3. There's a pack of 10 stencils there. Let me bring up the side so that I can show you what's actually involved. That's why it's called a ring of stencils, and they're all individual stencils. So you've got some superb designs, and they are really fantastic for using. So you've got so many different patterns here. They are. Jazz and I worked on these together. Got some beautiful retro, really kind of Orla Kylie. I love this. Look at this. So you can layer them up. They work really beautifully together. That one there, that reminds me of what I was just showing you. No, it's not that one. Where's that one? Oh, that one. There we are. Look. See that? That there is that little piece there. So that ring of stencils, you save £5. It's £24.99. So you're getting 10 stencils for £25, plus, of course, your club discount. And you'll see that this works really, really effectively with that 6x6 gel press. So there you go, a ring of stencils, ring included, so that you can hang them in your room. They're really ideal for doing that. I use these a lot. If this is set 3, you know, the clue is that there's another set. So the code is on your screen. It's 01087. Okay, so that will be one of the things that we use to add marks to our work, add character, add personality to our work in the first workshop. And then the other thing is a set of stamps. So let's take a look at these stamps, because I thought, want is to put together a set that includes all my favorites. You know, these are literally all my favorites, all in one set. In fact, we've called them Barbara's Builder Landscape Favorites, an A6 stamp set. And what we've done is I've taken all the ones I really love and put them into one little set, $10.99. And that way you can build landscapes, and you've got the sheep, you've got the birds, you've got perspective, you've got little trees. It's just perfect, okay, for building a landscape. So that's the other thing that you'll see is invaluable for this particular course. Well, have a look at the artwork we're going to complete, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So these are the stamps, 12165. They're perfect for that. And then the other thing that I also use is these. So I think Jilly can give you the product codes for these, but you'll see that I've used the birthday and Christmas sticker collection. And then I reached for the woodblock sticker collection. So those are the two sticker sets that I used, the woodblock and the birthday and Christmas. They're just beautiful. In a minute, I'll show you the artwork and you'll get it. So that's the other thing that I used. And then one of the other things that's worth pointing out is that we'll come to that in a minute. Let's have a look at some artwork now, and then I'll just talk about a couple of little bits and pieces that you need. Thing is, as soon as you enroll in the course, we'll send you the booklet. And as soon as you get the booklet, you're going to open at the ingredients list and you're going to go, got it, got it, got it, got it, need it, got it, got it, got it, got it, need it, got it, got it, got it, need it, need it, need it. See, so you'll be surprised how much you've got in your stash, and also what you can, if you don't want them stencils, use a different stencil, you know. Now, let's have a look. I want to show you the artwork. I want to go through the artwork that we're going to do. So that you can see how we arrive at different pieces. And I don't want to give the game away, but I just want to show a couple of different things. You can see here, there are the stickers that we're talking about. It's coming a bit closer perhaps, eh? So you can see it better. So we're working with small pieces. We're working with just clever little tricks. We're chopping up stencils. This is all done with alcohol ink. All done with alcohol ink. Now we move into the realm of landscapes. You see here, it's the alcohol in the background that we're going to teach you how to make those beautiful scenes. Again, you can see I've used the same stickers, 31782. 31782. Those are the stickers that I've used. Here's another little, so you can see again, 3.5 by 3.5. And I'm going to show you how to pull these beautiful landscapey prints and then look for landscapes within them. Look at that, isn't that lovely? See, now I'm using these stamps to create the scene. But it's those crazy, beautiful backgrounds that are really the key to this workshop. And then this is it, see, so I could take that, which I really like. Remember the ghost prints I was talking about? So that's a mop-up on a bit of copy paper, and you can see there are all little bits still left on there, and I pulled that off. I pulled that print. What do I pull that with? That's where this comes in, right? So we peeled that off, and then look how gorgeous does that look? And then we can mount that on a piece of card. And there we have, now if that's not a calendar piece, I don't know what is. Isn't that just gorgeous? And you see what I mean about the 6x6 jelly plate? So you get that lovely grungy edge, which and we haven't got feely telly, but if you could feel this, that's the other thing, is when you work with a gel press, you're working with its texture, especially when we move into the acrylic paint, you'll feel it's just exciting. Okay, so real arty. So there we go. So we're going to build these little landscapes. And then we're going to build larger landscapes. So this is original, this is not a print. And you can see here, I'm going to show you how to create panoramic vistas using those little stamps. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And then, now this is interesting. Okay, using the moon masks with our lovely postcards. So this is something I want to just flag up. If you haven't got it in your cupboard, then maybe you want to consider it. Moon masks, 30147. So that's a set of moon masks just on their own without everything else. And you're going to get all the moons that you could possibly want for this job. It's the large one that I've used there. But I'm going to show you, in one of the exercises in the book, I'm going to teach you how to do this. And then, of course, the printed postcards. So it's entirely up to you which set you want to buy. We've got set 1. This is very Barbara, one day at a time. It is what it is. All you need is love. If it be, so be it. That'd be a good one. You've got a bit of room on the side there. All we have is now. The thing is that they all will work. They all will work. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I will tell you that they all will work. See, and we deliberately do it so nobody is you. That is your power. See, and then you could make a fantastic alcoholic landscape in the background. Absolutely brilliant. Couple of questions on these that I know people ask. One is, can I hot foil these? Yes, they are laser prints. And 2, will these transfer on your gel press down the road? Yes, they will. They're laser prints. I'm going to teach you that in a course down the road. So that's quite exciting too. Okay, so they're available. Do treat yourself to a pack of those. And we're going to show you how to do that. Okay, so that's quite fun. And then we're also going to go to, okay, so now we're getting really arty. And you can see here, we're going to create landscapes, you see? And you can get some fantastic landscapes going here. So this is interesting. Take those 2 there. Let me pan out a little bit so you can see this better. Okay, let me just pan out a little bit. So these 2 here, remember I said 70% IPA instead of 99%? It leaves a residual. It leaves something on the plate. So now this one, we pull this one, and then we get a ghost print. It's called a ghost print. And you can see exactly, we pull the ghost print and we use this to do it. So this is something we're going to go through together so we can make these lovely arty backgrounds. Sorry, it's gone a bit hazy. Right. And then the last thing, and we didn't do this in the summer, but I want to include something new. So what I want you to do is when you join the class, all you need to bring is a few dried out tea bags. Okay. And I'm going to show you how to make art like this too. So the background, you can see, oh, that's very close. Excuse me. Let's go to that camera. Right. So I want to show you how we can use a tea bag to add layer. These are real kind of mixed media collage pieces. Again, I've used the same birthday and Christmas stencils, stickers, 31782. But I thought it would be really lovely to take one of those lovely prints that we create like that, and then turn it into a background, use those stamps to bring it to life. So we're going to do a tea bag art as well in this particular workshop. And all you need to complete that one, apart from the other bits and bobs, is some dried tea bags, okay, and empty, please, and a Pritt stick. You need a Pritt stick, but it's all listed in your booklet. There are no surprises here. It's all been updated, and the course is what it is. So I hope that this marks a starting point, and this is the first, as I say, in a whole series. If you want to join me on this journey, then I would be more than happy to welcome you. I'll teach you everything I know about mixed media, printmaking. It's going to go for months, okay? And we'll probably meet, I'm not going to say every month, because it would get maybe too much, but maybe every 6 weeks or so, you know, maybe every 1.5 to 2 months, we'll meet again, you know. I think that would be perfect, because don't forget, we've still got our shack. We're still going to do our craft alongs, our calendar craft alongs, which are also kind of moving in that mixed media direction. Now, don't forget that more will be revealed on that as well. Now, we will be sending, I don't know if I'm repeating myself here, but we will be sending you the invitation to go online in October. And I know that Julie did tell me the exact date. I think she said it was on the 6th of October, we'll be sending out the invitation to go online so you can get comfortable with how to find us. Julie, was it the 6th of October? Maybe you could just refresh my memory. I know I wrote it down, but I have no idea where. And then the only other thing, it was the 6th of October. I do recall that correctly. So you look out for an email with an invitation on the 6th of October. If you haven't had it by the 8th of October, perhaps reach out to us. But normally it all works pretty well. Now, last week, there was a golden ticket that we were giving away an online course of your choice, whichever one you fancy. So if you're a parcher, perhaps you want to take advantage of one of those. If you're an inky stamper like myself, then perhaps you want to take advantage of one of mine, including the new one, of course. So the golden ticket winner I have here, and I would like to just tell you, congratulations, Deborah Burford. You are the golden ticket winner. So Deborah, you get to pick any workshop of your choice. Just let us know which one you fancy embarking on, and we'll get that sorted for you. Good. Well done, you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I just want to go through, if it's all right with you, I just want to go with some full screen imagery just to recap, and perhaps Jilly can just give me a couple of nudges if I've forgotten anything. Now, don't forget, there's a free stencil with every purchase on every order over £60 after your discounts. So Sue's on the phone. If you would like to place your order online, then just call that number 01732 868 215, and Sue will be happy to take your call. If that line is busy, it will jump over to Jazz and she will help you. And if her line is busy too, then it will jump to Pete and he will help you. So we've got plenty of helpful people in the building that will be more than happy to take your order and give you advice. Then let's see. So that's the course. That's the main thrust of this weekend's birthday event. It is the beginning of our mixed media online courses hosted by myself. So it'd be really great if you joined us. Then the second thing, of course, like I say, free gift with purchase on all orders over £60, value £7.99. You can buy it if you like to. I love this. See, the other thing is, of course, with a jelly plate, stencils are great. I'll teach you how to use it so that it doesn't read in reverse. Then we've got the gel press that we're going to be using in the first workshop. 6x6 plus a mega mount, you save £5, plus, of course, your club discounts. That will be 10%, 12.5%, or 15%, depending on how many of our project clubs you are in. The product code for that one is 31113. Then we've got the, hey, that's me. Then we've got the rubber rollers, the stencils, the red rubber brayers, a set of three different sizes, code 31835. And we've also got the 4-inch brayers from Esty, soft and hard, 31794. When we go to the design aspect of this workshop, we've introduced a fabulous Ringer stencil set 3, very beautiful 10 stencils there at a great price. And then, of course, we condensed all my favorite little stamps from all the different sets, landscaping sets. We compiled them all into one A6 set. So they're easy to find and easy to work with. And then last but not least, it's that impasto gel medium, which is invaluable on this course when we're pulling that print. And then, of course, the last thing I wanted to mention while we're hanging out together before I let you go and enjoy your weekend is don't forget that IPA. Which one are you going for? That's right, the 70%. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I'll be doing a blog later on with that really cool little piece of artwork, that fun piece of artwork with Dave. See, because that's the thing about that free gift with purchase. It's just a great alphabet stencil. And Jilly says, a copy of the list of ingredients on the course product page is on the website, and the item code is 60229. So a copy of the list of ingredients on the course is on the course product page. Right, I get it. Okay, so if you go to the website, on the course product page, there is a copy of the list of ingredients so that you can actually place an order for anything that you might need before you get the booklet. I think that's what we mean. And the item code on the website is up on the screen, 60229. So if you go to that product, which is the online alcohol ink workshop with myself in October, there will be a list of ingredients and you can check, got it, ain't got it, need it, got it, ain't got it, need it, etc., etc. So there we are. I think I've said everything I need to say. Congratulations to Deborah Burford on the golden ticket. Don't forget that Paul will be keeping you company on Hobby Maker with a beautiful set of Linda Williams MIDI plates, the floral gifts, they're lovely, at 4 o'clock this afternoon and 7 o'clock this evening. Other than that, just bear with me 1 second while I glance through my notes. And I don't think I've forgotten anything. No, I think I've covered it all. You watch, in a minute, I'll flick the switch and then I'll be really frustrated because I did forget something. But all in all, I think that this launch of this online workshop marks a new beginning for me, right, and for you, because it's moving from that, like I said in the beginning, from that predictable artwork into that unpredictable artwork. You know, it's very creative, and we're going to travel gently, and I'm going to hold your hand all the way through it. We'll evolve as we go, you know we will. But let's start with alcohol ink on a jelly plate, and we'll take it from there. So thank you very much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on Monday at 10 o'clock in the shack. I've got all weekend to come up with a brilliant, I'm not sure where we're going yet, but I've got a feeling I've got a feeling we're going to be in New Mexico. Okay. So you need a little bit of suntan lotion and you need your sunshades. And we're going to go to New Mexico. That's right. Those Native American Hopi dancers. I want to introduce you to them. We'll doodle them together on Monday at 10 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm with you again. And I'm launching a beautiful A4 collection of backdrop stamps, Christmas backdrop stamps. So don't forget to join me then. And other than that, have a brilliant weekend. And Jilly, thank you so much for your